In this problem, I'll use a real number line to subtract two negative integers. My first integer is negative 883. My second is negative 703. The fact that they are both negative means that they're both going to be labeled to the left of 0. So I will put the 0 here to give myself plenty of room to write. Negative 883 is 883 units to the left of 0 since it's negative, so I will put that here. Negative 703 is also to the left of 0, but since 703 units from 0 isn't as far as 883, I will put it closer to 0 so that it's not so far away. I have to do the problem so that it's not to scale to leave myself enough room to write when describing how to do the problem. Finding the difference between the two numbers, meaning subtracting them, involves finding the distance between this point on the number line and this point. So the way I like to think of it is, if you're at this point, how far would you have to go to get to this one? So I'm going to argue that I'm already 703 units to the left of 0, and I am going to add up either by tens or hundreds since these numbers are so far apart. There's many different methods that work. Do the method that works best for you. For me, I would like to move 100 units to the left to start with, and if I'm 703 units to the left of 0 and I move 100 units further to the left, that would be 803 units to the left of 0, so that would put me at negative 803. If I'm at negative 803, I would have to move 80 more units to get to negative 883 because there's a 0 here in the tens place and an 8 here in the tens place here, meaning that this number is 80 more units to the left than this one relative to 0. So I moved 100 units to get from here to here, and then I have to move 80 more units to get to there. So if you let me put the 100 here and 80 here just to denote the distance between these gaps here. So adding 100 to 80 means that you must have moved 180 units total to get from this point all the way to this point on the real number line. So I know the answer involves the number 180. Now I need to know, should it be positive 180 or negative 180? And if you look at this, you'll notice that the number that was written first, negative 883, was further to the left on the number line than negative 703. So since it's on the left, it is lesser in value. And negative 703 is further to the right, so it is greater in value. And whenever you take a number on the left and subtract a number on the right on the real number line, you're taking a number that has lesser value and subtracting off one that has greater value. And when you do that, you'll always get a negative result, meaning my answer is negative 180. I'd like to do one more example. This time I will be taking a positive integer and subtracting off a negative integer. So I'm trying to find the difference between those two numbers, meaning I'm going to subtract them. The fact that one number is positive, the other negative, what I like to do is put 0 somewhere in the middle, because one number will be labeled to the right and one to the left. In fact, 883 is positive, so it would be 883 units to the right of 0. Negative 703, because it's negative, will be to the left of 0, and it will be 703 units left of 0. To find the difference between these two numbers, or to subtract them, you need to find the distance between those 2 points on the number line. So I will argue that negative 703 is 703 units from 0. That would get you from here to 0, and then you'd have to go 883 more units to get to this point. So if I added 703 to 883, that would give me the distance between the 2 points. 3 plus 3 is 6. 8 plus 0 is 8, and 8 plus 7 turns out to be 15. So I get that the distance between the numbers is 1,586 Now I need to find out whether it's positive or negative. We started with 883, which is further to the right on the number line, and numbers to the right on the number line are always greater. Then we subtracted negative 703, which was to the left on the number line, so it is lesser in value relative to this number. And whenever you take a number on the right and subtract a number on the left on the real number line, you're taking a number that is greater in value and subtracting off one that is lesser in value. And a greater minus a lesser is always going to give you a positive result, meaning my answer should remain positive.